at the Breast Link Center in Orange, which is where they do everything from the mastectomy to the reconstruction. I'm seeing Dr. West right now. And the reason that I'm doing this is because I did the BRCA testing and I have the PALB2 gene mutation. So I have a really high likelihood of developing breast cancer before 50, and then it goes up even more after 50. So I'm here for my surgery consult to talk to him and get everything done to be ready to get my bilateral mastectomy, most likely in 2 months. So the reason also that I decided to make this video is because I found that even though there's a lot of information out there on women with breast cancer that are having mastectomies, it seems like as far as video wise, it's very, very limited on women that are choosing to do a prophylactic mastectomy just to prevent the cancer. So, and the videos that I've seen, they don't really go in depth and really actually show you what happens. And I need to see it person, and so I feel like I need to know what's going to happen. So I want to do this for other women that are thinking about doing this surgery, so they know exactly and what it looks like and what it entails and the drains and all the good, the bad, and the ugly. So come along with me on my journey to go through this whole entire crazy process. Another reason that I chose to do this surgery was the options of not having surgery to prevent the breast cancer. One, very expensive, especially if you don't have insurance, which I'm very blessed that I have amazing insurance, but you need to do an MRI every 6 months, and then you need to do the 3D mammogram 6 months later, and that is a process that you have to continue throughout your entire life, and hopefully you don't get the breast cancer, but the likelihood is very high. And also I had a complete hysterectomy 7 years ago, and I take bioidentical hormones, and when you carry the gene, you are not able to take your hormones anymore, which I don't know how many of you have either gone through menopause naturally or as a result of a hysterectomy or losing your ovaries, but not being able to take your hormones is not a good thing. And also one of the other options that they give you is to put you like on a really low dose chemo pill, which you would take daily to help to prevent the cancer. So none of those options appealed to me. And then also knowing that it didn't almost completely eliminate my risk of getting breast cancer. So this to me was the absolute best option.
Yeah.
And then they wake up.
Right. Let me just look through so I have an idea. We didn't take pictures yet. Okay, so you're about A.
Yeah.
You cup, and so you'd be that's theoretically that's the size we like to do nipples during mastectomy. So of the women we see, a lot higher percentage of them do go for surgery with the PALB2. But we're following a lot of them also.
Yeah.
It's a personal decision. You know, you're young, and if we follow you carefully with imaging and MRI. And even see Dr. Link, which we would require you to do, we would want you to do, and go on hormone blocking pills. You may or may not want that at your age. It change things a little bit, but it does reduce your risk. So we have to go over all those things. Right. You haven't had a recent mammogram, as I can tell.
It was last August, and then you wanted me to wait until I saw you again, until we decided.
Okay. Well, we'll need it anyway.
Right.
Yeah, so we need it for sure, and we need an updated MRI. And the reason for that, if we take both breasts off and we find a cancer in one or both, we can't go back and check a lower lymph node because the whole lymphatic supply. So the chances of finding the cancer is 2 or 3%. But for those 2 or 3% now, they're frustrated because we don't know what the status of their nodes are. So we have two choices: either just to follow them really carefully, or go in and remove all the nodes because you wouldn't know which one is the first. So it presents a problem. So it's sort of my duty to make sure all these little loose ends you don't. But if you have questions, of course, I can explain why. But that's the basic.
No, I understand.
Okay.
Because I'd rather not have all my lymph nodes removed.
I think the odds would be very small.
Right.
But still, we're dealing with large numbers of people, so we're going to, every once in a while, if we don't do everything right, we're going to have a little problem. So we don't want little problems.
Yeah, exactly. So I went and saw your son on the 12th. So
What did he say?
I think he's coordinating. His office is coordinating with your office
Yeah,
to get my
okay.
surgery scheduled.
Okay.
So
Well, we better get moving on the mammogram and the MRI.
Okay.
When was your last period?
I had the hysterectomy.
Oh,
And
but you have your ovaries.
No, I have nothing.
Total.
They even took my cervix. They left me with nothing.
Oh boy. Well, so then you don't have to worry about ovarian cancer. Is really tough to pick up,
Right.
and so I don't know where they draw the line on the cervix. That's out of my field, but they're being. I think in that tissue it probably is at some risk, and I don't know the exact risk, but I think that's probably a reasonable thing.
Okay.
Who was your doctor for that, or who's your surgeon?
Was it Dr. Gleason? Oh my gosh, it was like
Well-
7. He's in Kaiser.
Oh, okay.
It
I
was
wouldn't.
like
I wouldn't know. I just want
seven
if there's
years
anybody
ago.
I knew, I might keep them informed that you're coming in, or just to keep them updated. So needs MRI. And mammogram. And that'll be a 3D. So we can arrange for both of those. Now the reason I asked about your period, do you get any? Do you fluctuate at all? Do you feel changes like you had ovaries or estrogen, or does you just have pretty stable?
No, I.
Your breasts get congested. Is that the main thing?
My breasts?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Okay, so we can go ahead and schedule it any time.
Okay.
For menstruating women, we just don't want to do it right before the period because the breasts are very dense and they're not, the quality isn't adequate, and so it leaves us a little uncomfortable. You repeat it, or you just accept it as basically pretty good, but not perfect.
Okay.
And we like perfect.
Yeah.
A cup. Do you have any questions per se? It looks like we're moving pretty definitively then.
Yes.
Okay, are there any answers or any?
No.
So when you reviewed the literature, I didn't quite understand what your take-home message was as it applies to you. Did it make you more nervous to listen to their comments, or was there comments that...
There just wasn't a lot of information.
Not a lot.
No, and what they kind of showed was them in the hospital gown in the bed, and then when they woke up from the surgery.
Yeah.
So there just isn't a lot of information
Right,
out there
right.
for women that are not already.
Yeah. Well, maybe you want to be a where do you live?
I live in Yorba Linda.
So maybe you want to be a volunteer for us at some point in time. Just say, young woman, I've been to the nipple sparing. Ask me, because we have other people that can do that. So
Yeah.
Did they mention that to you?
No, but I'm happy to do that because I think there's.
No, I mean, did they mention that we have one right now that you could talk to?
Oh no,
Okay.
no one.
Okay, would you like to see if we've got
Sure.
somebody? Okay.
Absolutely.
Needs. Okay, don't leave here without me checking with Jill and making sure she's notified, because there's so many things going on. We're way behind right now, and I just don't want to get all frazzled
Okay.
and forget. So that's easy. My staff can do that. Don't want to take me any time.
Okay.
What else do you want to know?
I think Dr. Justin went over everything with me pretty
It's
thoroughly.
really, when you get down to it,
Yeah.
I just have to tell you that I'm sure he talks to you about healing. It's always a problem, even with a young woman, but it's a lot worse with an older woman. It's worse with a diabetic or people that are not in good health. So you're really the ideal candidate.
Okay.
And let's see if there's anything else I should tell you. He talked about implant complications and second surgeries and all those things. It's kind of complicated. By and large, our results are great.
Yeah.
But we have to put down that there could be. It looks like you could be kind of an ideal candidate because you're young and good blood supply and small breasts, and so it seems like that would work out really well. I do want to get pictures before you leave, also.
Sure. Okay.
I think Justin probably got pictures too, but
I don't think they did pictures when I was there, but they did all the measurements and
okay.
stuff.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
So it would probably we can't put you on urgent. Do you know when you want to have the?
November.
Oh, that'll work out.
Yeah. They said that they were going to try to coordinate.
Let's nail
that
it
you
down
guys
soon
do-
on surgery.
Yeah.
Mid-November, all right? Or?
Yeah, they said, I think, I'd like to do right before Thanksgiving, and they said, well, we'll block out the 25th for you, and it shouldn't be filled up.
No. That's a week people are gone and not readily available, and I may be out of the state. My son's in Chicago, so we often go to visit him and things. Now Justin will be around, but I'd rather do it the week before Thanksgiving. Does that bother you?
You okay with that?
Holiday weeks are really awkward. The ER is not staffed well. The backup is somebody probably doesn't know you. Most of these things are easily handled, but you're talking to somebody who
doesn't know my case.
Now we all have a computer at home,
but
so we don't. They can look at you and look at the notes that we have, surgery notes, all that. So it's not. It's doable, but I just feel uncomfortable about it, and I would worry about you.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
And
right.
you might worry if things happen, you didn't have somebody that takes responsibility.
Right. Okay.
We'll have somebody who takes responsibility, but I mean,
But
it's
not-
an awkward time.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'll put down, I'll fill out the green sheet now, and I'll mark down that we talked about getting the imaging as quickly as you can.
Okay.
And assuming that's negative, then we can just go ahead without anything special. But if the imaging showed something that needed a biopsy or whatever, we just have to talk about it.
Okay.
Probably won't show anything. I mean, the odds are it won't. But we must do that, so.
Do you know, they said I needed to do the medical clearance too. I'm assuming that's like lab work as well, so.
Okay, here's how that goes. All we need from you, first of all, you're going to be cleared immediately. I mean, you're totally healthy, right? There's
Yeah.
medicines or any medical problem. So it's kind of a standard thing that we have to do with
Okay.
default, so we don't ever end up with issues. So what we want is your primary care doctor to say you're otherwise healthy. So something as simple as okay for general surgery or
Okay.
surgery is okay per that doctor. Now we take responsibility from the time you enter the door until you leave and further out.
I see.
But what we don't want, and is rare, almost never happens anymore, but for somebody to have a heart attack or something after surgery and say, oh, my doctor, we didn't even get an EKG or something. So that's an extreme example because we'd always get an EKG. But I mean, decades ago, my partner had a really healthy guy in his early 40s, and he had a major stroke post-op.
Oh.
And there was a lawsuit that got settled. Well, at that time, that was not standard of care. Now, we just overdo everything. It ups the cost, but it just makes things eliminates concern, and we overdo it, which is better than underdo it.
Yeah. Okay.
Let me just do a quick breast exam because I can't remember exactly, but I'm virtually certain of it. I know we'll wait in here while you're. Okay, guys.
Let me lay down here.
We probably make an incision coming out on either side that gives us great visualization all the way around.
Okay.
If we have to do a lymph node, we make a separate incision, but my
Okay.
guess is we'll not have to do that. So the breasts are really easy to examine, which is expect, but some young women are just full of lumpy bumpies.
Oh, okay.
And there should be no, I'll just sit up again. No problem, you get good visualization.
I've seen a few of the pictures that some of the women end up with like stretch marks once they have it, and then they do the expanders and stuff. Probably if I was going to have them, I would have them
I
by
would
now.
talk with Justin about that. If you said you wanted D-cup,
No.
which you wouldn't,
Mm-hmm.
then I think the bigger you make it, the more likely to get stretch marks. But I think if you just go to a B cup rather than a D cup,
Yeah.
you're probably going to be fine. But I don't know, and I never
Okay.
kind of asked Justin.
I mean, I didn't get them when I was pregnant, so
Yeah. How, did you get pretty engorged?
yeah.
Okay, well that's a pretty good sign, I think.
Really bad.
Really bad, yeah. Glad that's over with, huh?
Yes, my mom had to come over and bind me, like, because I didn't breastfeed, and like, so they get.
Yeah.
Back then, they didn't give you the shot.
That's right. I forgot. I was from the old days. I forgot there's a shot now.
Yes.
Anyway.
Mm-hmm. It was terrible. And they say you lose all the sensation in your chest area
you
too,
will,
right?
And although some people get a little sensation back, most people don't. And of those who do it really isn't like a useful.
Mm-hmm.
It's an abnormal sensation now. So it's variable. But you're so
But I'm
young,
gonna
you have a
keep
long
my
time to go.
nipples.
Huh?
But I'm gonna keep my
Yeah,
nipples.
keep your
so.
nipples. Yeah.
Okay. Do I do the MRI and the mammogram here at your?
Yeah, we'll take care of everything. Before you go, you'll be scheduled.
Awesome. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I want to get this taken care of, and then everything's closed on. Then we have a date, and then like we can forget about it. Otherwise, you kind of.
Okay.
25th, right?
Yeah, but you said no on the 25th because that's the day. That's right before Thanksgiving. Oh, today's the 25th, huh?
Oh yeah.
Because I'm like, wait, what? No.
Yeah. Okay. So that seems like all we need to know. You can have the backline number.
Yes, I do.
So just call if you have questions. I don't want you worrying about things. You know, we've explained everything.
Mm-hmm.
You've registered with you. You've asked all your questions. So if there's something that needs clarity, just call it.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. One last hug.
Thank you.
We like hugs
Thank you.
around
Yes,
here.
I'm a hugger.
Are you? Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it kind of helps. Breaks the ice. We're not some on a pedestal or something like that. We're just regular people working hard. You know?
Yeah.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so
Okay,
much.
see you later. We'll see
Okay.
you November.
All right.
Yes, I want pictures.
Isn't he nice?
Mm-hmm.
Really nice, huh?
Mm-hmm.
This is all he does. This is like all he does.
All right.
Oh, am I still on?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so obviously that's the end of my consultation. Now they're gonna come in and do some pictures and stuff. You can take pictures. You can video that.
Yeah.
We're gonna go to the next room.
Oh.
I need you to sign a consent and then. Okay, so I'm gonna start with your face first.
Okay.
Okay, you can scoot back just a little tiny bit. Perfect, right there. Perfect. Now I'll have you remove your gown. You can just place it there. And then hair back, arms to the side. Perfect. Okay, now I'm gonna have you point your toes to this corner over here.
Like
Perfect.
this? Okay.
And then toes are gonna point towards the wall.
All right.
Toes are gonna point to this corner over here.
Of all the tents for.
Right over here.
Oh.
Right there. Perfect. And then towards the wall. And we're all done.
Okay.
Thank you.
I chose the life I'm living. I chose the life I'm living. I chose the life I'm living.